So when what we learn in school is important, but there are things that I believe like first aid that should be mandatory in the curriculum. CPR and first aid classes should be mandatory because whenever I was talking with my dad, he said that when he was in high school, it was a part of the curriculum. So why did they stop teaching it? The addition of classes in the curriculum to better prepare students for life after they leave their parents' household would be extremely beneficial. According to 100 Academy, which is an academy that actually put this into their school so students can have this opportunity, states that it is important to teach research-based life skills and relationship skills, as well as empathy skills at school. When I got to middle school, I learned about different conditions that students had there, such as ADHD and OCD, from other students. I met them and I thought that they were extremely annoying because I didn't understand it. I was never exposed or taught about people with those conditions. Once I got to know them and understand what they were going through, I felt connected to them in a better way of understanding. As the Education Life School states, students need math and algebra and geometry, but that doesn't teach them skills for financial success. Even courses like finance and accounting focuses more on theory than developing basic money skills. In academic curriculum, there should be more options for classes like taxes, investments, and financial responsibilities. If students take classes about managing money, it focuses more on the business side of finances. They don't learn about the things that would help them with their personal finances and savings. As Lane G states, taxes are one of those things that we all need to file. Most teens working in the summer start saving money for gas or for college. Many of them don't even think about taxes until they're in college. And me, as a teen, I did start working over summer and I didn't understand what taxes were. All I knew is that money was being taken off of my check to go to the government to like build like a park or something. Parents can only explain but so much before Googling the questions that we ask. And Tamara Turner writes that many students get to college and don't understand the importance of paying off credit cards on time that can be used for a lot of issues in the future, like when it's time to purchase like big items such as like homes and cars. Schools should teach students how to use credit wisely, especially with this national chain shortage that literally just happened. Everyone was paying with their card. No one was paying with cash. So if they were just spending, their money was just flying and they're not knowing what's happening. So schools should be able to teach things such as this. With classes in the curriculum dealing with first aid, personal finances, mental awareness, it could really help students feel better prepared and be better prepared for their life after they leave their household. So I think those things should be added to the curriculum. Any questions?
Hi, I have a question. Okay, so with that mental illness subject that you brought up, do you think that it should be like a seminar to where like we gather in an auditorium and talk about it? Or do you think it should be like a class? And how long do you think that class should be? Like, do you think it should be like half a year, a full year, maybe one quarter? What's your thoughts on that?
So I think that it should be a class that is taught in high school and it should be like a regular class. It should only be like a semester. And I don't think it should be necessary, but it should be one of those classes that guidance counselors highly encourage. Because in this class, you could not only learn about like ADHD, OCD, but also like depression, like Asperger's and autism, all these things that we see at the school, but we don't really understand it.
Yeah, like I feel like guidance counselors, they try to follow like this strict regimen of like, here's the classes that you need to take, you have to take to graduate, instead of focusing on, okay, here's some life skill classes that would greatly impact the students.
So most definitely. I agree with that.
To the part about the taxes one, do you think that should be a class? And if you want, like, what is it should be a requirement or what points you should be able to take the class?
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't hear the beginning part of the question. I'm sorry.
To the part about taxes, you think that should be like a class or something?
So I feel like it shouldn't be like I think it should be a requirement, but if it is a requirement, it should also be with other basic financing classes. So not only do you have to learn about taxes, but you also get to learn about all the other necessary things dealing with the finance part of that. And it should be like a requirement because that stuff is really important and not all people have that equal opportunity to be explained by that with from their parents. Because not everyone has parents and not everyone's parents are doing well financially. So for that equal opportunity, I think it's a great idea for it to be taught.
Mm, okay.
Thank you. Were there any other questions?